Hi everyone, it's Becky with Feathered Nest. I've had several requests on my RV binder and how I organize our trips. One of my new subbies recently purchased a vintage RV and is restoring it and plans to go glamping very soon. So I'm hoping to get this out for her. Hi Seabirty, this one's for you. I hope it helps. Okay, so the first thing we do is plan where we want to go as a family. Then my husband does all the research and reserving of the campsites and touristy things. If we're vacationing with my sister, that's a whole different level where she does the planning. It's fun. We laugh the whole trip, and I mean the whole trip. But this is how I organize the trips when she's not doing the organizing of an RV trip. So we keep the RV in a storage unit, so I'll do a whole separate video on how I organize the inside and outside of the RV. But for now, this is the binder organizing and how we get started. So once the research and reservations have all been made, have been made, then everything has been emailed back to us. It goes into this binder and envelope, which sits at the back of my home when we plan a trip, and I place that envelope, and I'm going to go ahead and show it to you. Here it is right here, and it goes on top of these bins, which are in my pantry. This is our our s'mores bin, and it just totes the whole thing to the little fire pit, and it's got everything for making s'mores. This is our stuff that we take on every trip, and it has food items. You don't want to store any type food perishable item in your RV. You'll have insects and rodents and things like that, even in a sealed container. So these are stored in my pantry. When we go RVing, I get these two, set them at the back door. And all the information in my binder will also go in this envelope on top of that, and it goes along with a few items of clothing, and that's all we pack. What I do here is things that go in this binder and then into the envelope are things like confirmation numbers, campsite gate codes, campsite maps, online ticket purchases, and things like that. So everything in this binder will be transferred to the envelope and then packed onto the RV. And then what I do is this little pamphlet here that I made on my computer myself, and it has an inside and then the outside, and then I just trifold it, and that's so it will fit in my purse easily to do my shopping. It has the little front page, and that's where I put the destination information. This is on our last trip, so I'm just using this one, but it has our destination, and then I keep one of my favorite camping photos, and that's what that is. I see it's a little blurry, but that's what that is. And then our dates of that trip. So on the inside, I make an inventory list of all our, I'm going to stand up here, of all our consumable items. So this is all the stuff that is stored year-round in the RV, but I do have to replenish. So I go through and start checking off the items that we do have, and then leave blank the items that I need to purchase, whether I pull it from my home. For instance, if I just need a roll of paper towels, I'll go ahead and get a roll from home or whatever. And then everything else I will take to the grocery store. So anything left blank, I'll put in the basket and then check it off. So that's what I go through. We go through our basement. RVs have basements on the exterior of your RV, and store things, your lawn chairs, things like that. So these are the perishable items that we go through and check. And then this is my little indoor box where I check, my little toolbox type area, and check these items. And then my kitchen items with the different paper goods, cleaning supplies, storage supplies, baggies, things like that. And then the bathroom with our first aid supplies, medications, just our daily toiletries, toothpaste, deodorants, things like that. Okay, so that's what that is. And then a little area in my master bedroom where I replenish some of these items. And then our middle list here is the food items that we take on every trip, because my menu planning it's always the same. Our breakfast is always the same. Our lunches always are the same, and our snacks are the same. Dinner is what we change out. So, for instance, our menu will include these. I'll set all these out at one time. So in the morning, I'll set out the pancakes, the cereal, the bagels, cream cheese, granola bars, and orange juice, and then my family can pick whatever they want to eat. So it's kind of like a little mini buffet at the breakfast and lunchtime. So these are the items that I set out at lunchtime. And then dinner changes. So I will, post the things that we choose, and I'm going to show you that here in just a minute. So let's go through this. This item, this list here is in alphabetical order, just so that I can check it off easier at the grocery store, because this list stays the same. And it includes all the items. It has our Gatorades, our waters, and all of that stuff on it, and all the items that I need to have to make these meals that are the same. So that's what that is. And then over here is where I change what we have different at each camp trip. So on my computer, this is kind of a hard copy, but on my computer, I have different meal selections, and we will choose these are our favorite camp ones. You can go to websites, Google camping recipes. You can Google lists. So you can even, make your own list. Like I did from different websites. I kind of combined several of the ones that I liked. And also trial and error when we go camping. I, ended up tweaking these lists and all of that. So it will take some time to, go on a few camping trips until you get the hang of the things that you need and use for your particular family and travel needs. So these are some of the items, our favorite meals to do when we are cooking out at a campsite. Our favorite ones are our crock pot meals that we can make, especially on days that we are going to be out, hiking and canoeing and biking and just whatever. And one of those busy days, you come back exhausted, you don't feel like cooking out, so it's already done for you. You throw all your stuff in the crock pot in the morning, come back that evening, and your meal's done. So those are some of our favorite ones, and then obviously grilling, the typical stuff like this. So what I do is I copy and paste this meal choices over here to this section here, and it also includes the items I need to purchase to make those meals. Okay, so that's what I check those off at the grocery store as I go. And then on the back I have a little section, and I take my computer with us in the RV, and whenever I know that we need to either make a repair or make a purchase before our next trip, for instance, replacing my oven mitts, I want to do that before our next trip. So I go ahead and immediately enter that into my computer so I won't forget by the next trip. So that's what I list here, and then I list our menu items here. I have a chalkboard on the inside of a door in our RV where I post this menu. I include menus or times that we will eat out. Typically we will eat on our way to our destination because we end up showing up at the campsite kind of late. We don't want to be setting up and trying to cook out and everything. So we will usually eat our first day and then start our grilling and cooking once we have been set up and ready to go. And then I have on the back here on my last minute checklist. I have a bin in my refrigerator where I keep all the refrigerated foods that will go into the RV. So I want to make sure that is transferred over to the RV refrigerator. And our computers and cords, cell phones and chargers, any medications that someone may be on. My daughter's insulin. We do a pull check of the chemicals and water levels, all that. We feed and water any pets that will remain at home with a pet sitter with instructions, all that stuff. And then we water any of our plants that need to be watered. We turn off our water fountain in the courtyard and then pick ice up on our way out. So all of this is, I make sure is checked off before we pull out of the driveway, with the exception of the ice. So that is what that is. And then as far as clothing, we used to have a separate set of camping / travel clothes, or uniform as I would call it, that stayed in the RV all year round. When my kids were young, I used to have us all wear matching clothing. We all wore khaki pants or shorts with the same t-shirt. This allowed me to keep track of my little ones in a crowd if we accidentally got separated, which, praise God, never happened. But I knew that if it did, I could spot them easier or go to the lost child desk and not have to remember what they were wearing. I could tell them what they were dressed like, which was just like me and the rest of my family. Another thing I did was to take a group photo of us in the morning before we took off for the day. As my kids got older, they didn't want to look like a pack of Twinkies, and I had to allow them to dress individually. So now I give them this list that I cut into strips, and I have them pack for themselves. Don't tell them I still take a picture every morning. They think it's just another travel keepsake photo, but it's really for my peace of mind. But they get this little sheet here, and I put out how many shorts. If we're going to be gone 6 days, like this, I put in 6, so they know to pack 6 shorts and 6 shirts, or whatever. And then in the RV, we still do keep all year round a separate, our separate things here that stay in the RV, which is our underwear, our socks, our pajamas, our swimsuit, our water shoes, flip-flops, hat, and belt. I go ahead and list these just in case, for instance, our last trip, someone remembers, hey, I lost my flip-flops, so I need to pack another pair or purchase another pair, whatever. So I list this so that we can make sure that we do still have the items. There's a place for them to add something such as, hey, I want to remember to take my blue dress to wear to this event or spot that we're going to go to. So that allows them to still make that out and to still give me peace of mind with my photo, but shh, don't tell them. Okay, so, and then I also have a guest list. Like I said, sometimes my sister goes with us. Sometimes they'll ask a friend to join us, whatever. I keep a bin in the garage with these extra items. I don't carry or store these on a regular basis in the RV. No need to add extra weight. So I only go grab these items when we are taking a guest. So that is what this list is for, and I pull that out only when we have an extra guest. So that is how I organize the binder. Everything I start gathering, all the information goes in here, then to the envelope and to the RV. So anyway, I hope that helps anyone who goes camping, and I especially hope this helps see Bertie. You're going to have a blast camping. I know you're going to love it. Let me know how it goes. Bye, my friends. Have a good day.